Hey, welcome to Marla Guides, aka Third Eye, and I'm back here with another channel message. How's it going? Before I get into the message and all that, I want to talk about my Etsy shop and what I offer. So I am a reader. I'm a channeler. I read energy. I'm an intuitive. I do offer services. Um, you can book with me by going to my Instagram, which is Marla Guides, which is in my in the description box of each video that's posted. So you can just click, or you can just go to my bio as well and click it, and you will have my Instagram name on there, and you can go on there. You can follow me, so you can stay and with the vibes and everything on there. But um, the best way to contact me to book with me is on Instagram. And you will have to message me, and I will check my messages, and then I will send you. Well, my Cash App is always going to be in the description box of each video, and my bio of each of the video as well on my YouTube channel. But my Cash App is there. Once you send your name, you will put private or personal reading. um, when you cash out me, in my personals are $20. Sometimes I do a special for 10 or 5, just depends, but they're normally $20, and I normally do them for 30 to 35 minutes or until we get done what we need to get done. So even though I do have a time limit on how long I do my readings for, sometimes it goes over that limit because it's required. But I do offer those personal. I will be revamping my Etsy shop. I will be adding some new things on there. I'm excited. I can't wait. Um, I am taking a break from making oils and selling oils um, and sages and all that, but I am revamping, and I'm going to be selling spiritual jewelry. Um, but yes, not even just spiritual, but the vibe is definitely going to be the aesthetic is definitely going to be very spiritual and witchy because that's my aesthetic. But it's going to be a lot of cool things on there. I can't wait to actually have it up. I'm in a process of making um my website, so until I actually get my website up and running, I will continue to use my Etsy shop. Once I get um my website running, I will be selling on my website, but I also will be still using my Etsy shop. I'm just really excited to get this stuff off the ground. If you are one of my subscribers, and you would like to get a reading from me, I advise you to please go to my Instagram. You message me and you cash at me with your name, your phone number as well, um, so that when it's time to do your reading, I'll call you and we can read it done for you. All right, but back to the actual channel message. I don't have a channeled song today, but I do have a message. So I want to say, some weeks back. It's probably been about almost 2 months now. I did a video. In the video, I believe it was called "The Revolutions of the Lost Souls." I think that's the title. If you have not seen or watched that video of mine, I advise you to please go watch that video, because it will partake with this video that I am about to do right now, with this message. So in that video, when I talked about the leaders of the lost souls, I believe I talked about how society and the world is trying to divide us all, um instead of us being together as one. You know, like when you have more people, you guys are stronger. When you have more people, when you just have one or two people, you're more weaker, right? But if you have about 10, 15, 20, 30 people, you guys are stronger. You guys are overpowering that one or two person, duo. But this message is basically about all the stuff that is going on in LA with the immigration situations, the protests. It's really a really, really horrible situation going on right now. I pray and hope everybody is safe. But I did make a prediction a couple of months ago or a few weeks ago about how we were going to have protests. um, and if you don't believe me, go check out my video that I posted months ago. Um, I believe it's called Leader of the Lost Souls, and I had a channel song, and that channel song was a Rihanna, I believe it was Rihanna, Jay Z, and Kanye West song. I think the song was called what was the song? Run This Town. So basically, right now, with all these protests going on, with this immigration stuff that's going on in LA, how the polices are using, they're just using unnecessary force, and it's because of the Trump administration and what he is advertising, what he is um basically just authorizing, and it's such a sad thing, but people are coming together for the Hispanic community, for the brown people, black people, white people, Asian. It's a bunch of, it's all of us, it's everybody. They're coming together to show the Hispanic community that we are with you. And I want the Hispanic community to actually see that we are with you, because it's a lot of, black versus Hispanic stuff that's been going on for years, generations. And, it's still going on too, but we got bigger fish to fry. We are standing with you because we know what it's like to be attacked, talked down on, and mistreated. And we just know that those horrific feelings of which you're probably going through. Probably not, but we have our own experience in America and society, in the society. These protests are not going to get better no time soon. And I said this in a video that I did weeks ago. In that video, the channel song was Run This Town, and I believe I labeled it as Leader of the Lost Souls. These protesters are going to get worse. They're not going to get better. And the fact that the military is involved, the police force is involved, is getting worse, and people need to just be safe. Make sure that they are safe, because what the Trump administration, what he is advertising to happen, or advertising for these police officers and these military soldiers to do to the civilians, is crazy. So please just be safe. You know, right now is not the time to just be reckless. And I know people want to protest and stand up for what's right, which is great. I am so on board with that. But you got to just make sure that you are okay. I seen, I believe, a police officer. It was a video of him. He was talking about how if he sees people, I guess, coming near him or in his direction, that they will shoot them. And I believe that it was literally not with the rubber bullets or nothing like that. And he was too nonchalant. He was too aggressive and direct with his vocabulary. People need to take precaution and be just okay. Like, I understand, but when things are starting to get out of hand, when these protests are happening, you got to protect yourself and you need to walk away while you still can. Because intuitively picking up on people are going to die. And I don't want to wish that on nobody. And I'm feeling so emotional. But people will pass away at these protests. They will. And some of them, they will get shot. Yes. Some of them, it will be just other stuff. What people need to realize is it's a setup. You know how I said in the beginning of this video how we are stronger when we are together? They want to divide us. They want us to be against each other. But we are stronger together, and they know that. And they're going to strategically make plans to get us to divide again. When these protests are going on and you are, um, what's it called? When these protests are going on, you there participating, it will be a lot of commotion. It is not from you per se, it's more because it's going to be some undercover people, some undercover cops, detect, whatever you want to call it. They're going to be dressed as civilians and they will start their own riots in these protests, in the crowds, in these groups, so that it can seem like y'all are going against each other. They want you to go against each other, so they're going to be sneaky. I don't know exactly how. They might throw something, they might do something real crazy. And then it's going to make you guys turn on each other. That's what they want. They don't want us fighting. They don't want you guys standing up for what's right. They don't want you to be um, together, hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, fighting for what's right. They want you guys to all be against each other. But he doesn't, they don't realize that the more that they show this nasty side to them, the more people are going to turn on them, the worse it's going to be. See, these protests, they're not going to just be about the what's it called, the immigration laws and stuff. It's not going to be about that. These protests are going to be about so much more, and I really hope that they're all ready. They're ready for what's going to come, because actions have consequences, and what they are doing, it's going to cost them more, but they don't see that because they're operating from their ego. People are going to start rebelling. People are going to start continually speak out. People are going to do, it's going to be horrible. It might be a blackout. It might be a blackout. Certain states might have blackouts, or certain areas in certain states might have blackouts. It might be a worldwide thing. Not a worldwide. Like more just like the United States. You know, people are just, they're so sick, they're mentally, or they're not okay, and their actions continuously show. You know, we just had that full moon. I want to say it was a full moon, and I don't know. I forgot. I don't know if it was I think Gemini. So how they say Gemini is like a that bipolar sign. It's like everybody in the collective in the world, like after this full moon, it's just people's energies are just off. People are more sensitive. Some people are more sensitive than normal. So it's like people aren't really their normal selves right now. And people are starting to show themselves. It's only so much you can mask before the mask fall. Um, Only thing you can do in these type of situations is don't go to these protests. I mean, we know you want to go and participate and stand up for what's right, but you don't want to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, basically. I see death, like I see people passing away, people getting injured, people getting hurt, people going to the hospital. I see riots, many riots breaking out. Like when these riots when these riots are going on, these protests for the immigration, more riots are going to start happening. I can see people are going to start breaking into businesses, and it's like it's no one's you people's businesses should not be affected, because the whole point was to stand up for what's right, which is for the immigration law, stuff that's going on with that. You should not be attacking people's businesses. Those people are innocent. I see, like I said, I see people's businesses get attacked and broken into, possibly even getting shut down, depending on how bad the damage is. What else? Like I said, I see people going to the hospital. Like I right now, I see like a girl and like her head is bleeding, and they're trying to put some like gauze or something on her head to stop the bleeding. You know, I don't know how she got injured, but she did. You know, I just see it looks like a war. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be a war. This is literally a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual warfare. They're raging war. Look at, I did another video a few weeks ago that said they are raging war against us. And I talk about light versus dark, good versus evil. This is good versus evil. The people who are okay with this type of stuff, they are clearly on the dark side. And the people who actually stand up for what's right, they're clearly on the good side. Like they're raging war against you guys, and they want you to pick a side. This is a spiritual war that they're raging onto you. These are a bunch of entities and demons are operating out of these people. This is just a warning of a heads up with these protests that are going on. That if you end up going, it might be the wrong place at the wrong time. Someone will lose their life. Multiple people will. People will get injured. They'll go to the hospital. Um, they will turn you against each other. That's what they want. They want to turn you against each other because they know power is with the people. They don't want you to have the power. They want you to fear. But you have the power. That's the message.